So let's finish both this section and these examples and this unit with this one last example. So first thing we want to know, does it open up or down? Well, the sign in front here is positive, so it's going to open up. Now we need our vertex. Well, I've got something with the x, so this. So it's going to be 2, and I changed its sign. It's positive, so I make it, it's negative, so I make it positive. And then I look at what's outside of the x, and that's our y coordinate, and I keep that sign, so it's also positive. So positive 2, positive 1 is my vertex. That's where I start. And this one has a number, a fraction in front of it. So the shape is going to be wider or compressed. And that means divide the y coordinate by 2, because that's what the denominator is. So we're going to divide every y coordinate by 2. So now we know the things we need to know. Let's go graph this thing. Okay. So number 5. And it opens upward. And so we want to, will you go away? Okay. So where did 5 go? Okay. And we can do it down here. Okay. So label my y-axis, label my x-axis, and make sure I've got arrows all the way around. Okay, so let's graph our vertex. So it's positive 2, positive 1. So I go from the origin to the right 2 and up 1. Okay, now normally in the parent graph I would go to the right 1 and up 1. But now I need to divide that 1 by 2, which means 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. So I go to the right 1 and up 1/2 from the vertex. Same going to the left. So I'm going to go to the left 1 and up 1/2. In the parent graph for the quadratic equation, normally I go to the right 2 and up 4, but this time I have to divide that 4 by 2. So I'm going to go to the right 2 and up 2. 1, 2. Then I'm going to go to the left 2 and up 2 for the same reason. Then in the parent graph from the vertex, normally I go to the right 3 and up 9. So I need to divide that 9 by 2. So that's 9/2, also known as 4.5. 9 divided by 2. 2 goes into 9 4 times with 1 left over, and the denominator stays the same. So 4.5. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay, and then back from the vertex to the left 3 and up 4.5. And so now you see that our graph is going up much more slowly. Okay, so this was, our vertex was 2, 1. This one now going to the right is going to be 3, 4, and 5. Going to the left, our x is going to be 1, and then 0, and then, and -1. Okay, now I just need to figure out what the y coordinates are. So for this point, from the x-axis. So I already have my y-coordinate, which is 3, because I went from the origin here, 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going up 1 1/2. And in fraction form, that's 3/2. Do not write it as 1 1/2. I need to think about it as 1 1/2 so I know where to graph it. But I need to write it, well, that looks like 1 12, doesn't it? That's a comma, and that's 3/2. I need to write it as a fraction, and if it's a mixed number, then it needs to be written as an improper fraction, okay? Now I know that this one over on the opposite side is the same thing, 3/2, okay? Again, it's easy. Once you know what one side is, the other's always the same in this case, okay? So we go to the right 4 and then up 1, 2, 3, okay? That means this one over here is going to be 0, 3. Then I go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We already figured that out. And up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/2. So that means 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 1 is 11, and 2, because it's 1/2, is always my denominator. Remember how to go back and forth between improper fractions and mixed numbers and improper fractions. Now, just to show you, I have time on this one, I'm going to graph the parent graph. If our parent graph had started at 2, 1, this is what it would look like. We go to the right 1 and up 1, to the left 1 and up 1, to the right 2 and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the left 2 and up 4, to the right 3 and up 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And to the left 3 and up 9. So if we were starting at the same vertex, this would be our parent graph. So you see how our graph is going up more slowly. It's going up half as fast as our parent graph. Let's go back and look at the last one. Since I have a little bit of time here, I'll do this here too. Again, our parent graph. If we were starting at this vertex, we go to the right 1 and down 1. To the left 1 and down 1. To the right 2 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the left 2 and down 4. To the right 3. 1, 2, 3 and down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And to the left 3 and down 9. So you see in this one, remember this was growing faster or narrower by 2. So the parent graph, this graph that we graphed compared to our parent graph is going down by 2, a multiple of 2. It's growing faster by 2 because our original equation had a whole number of 2 in it. So I just thought that would be interesting for you to see since we had a little bit of time. Okay? And there we go, guys. End of this unit.